Kourtney Kardashian freezes her eggs, and Kim Kardashian revisits Paris. That's right, we are talking all that and more here on Kardashians Weekly.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What is up, you guys? We're here at AfterBuzz TV reality TV channel talking about Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Season 15, Episode 15. We are 1 week away from the season finale.
Wow! Poker face!
How crazy is that? We're going to be talking a lot about poker tonight. There was a family poker tournament. Who won? Who was the first to leave? We've got all that information and more, so make sure you stay tuned. This episode is titled Stacking the Deck, my bad.
Stacking the deck.
And I'm joined by my lovely panel. How are you tonight?
Great. Rachel Robillard in the house. How are y'all doing?
Hey everybody, it's Howard the Third.
And you guys, my name is Dakota T Jones, and we are so excited. Let's dive right on in. We've got the recap. Of course, we've got some tea to spill for tea time, and we even have Grand Glam. And then Howard has a poll at the very end. So we have got a stacked show. You might say we're stacked like the deck.
Yeah, we are stacked.
We're ready to go. So let's get into this episode. So Kim kind of clears up the air with Kourtney over the whole, like, you're the least interesting to look at scandal.
Right.
Which was kind of interesting because they filmed so far in advance that they had to film this within the past few weeks and just kind of slip it in the beginning of this episode to kind of clear the air and, like, what Kim was meaning by it. There's really no, like, coming back from what she said, though.
Yeah, because that was harsh.
It was.
What she said was, like, you're the least interesting to look at. And, you know, I have a sister. We'd say some hurtful things to each other, some things that are best, like, not on camera, but they're on a reality show. So they're going to get some of the good, the bad, the ugly. And that's exactly what they captured when Kim was just extremely upset with Kourtney at that time. And so I'm glad they kind of hashed it out, because that's exactly what Scott said. Like, y'all are sisters. Y'all do this kind of stuff. So I think it was nice that they did that, but it's just interesting. They must have done that so recently, because that they just got so much flack for that.
I know. It's really kind of crazy. But Howard, what did you think? Because we haven't really seen a lot of Kanye on the show. We may just see him kind of like a glimpse of him here and there. What did you think of him sitting down on the couch having like a filmed conversation with Kim?
I loved it. I was like, okay, Kanye, because every time he's on there, he acts a little weird, like we saw in, later on in an episode in Paris. So I was kind of like, all right, he's actually there. He's talking. He's interacting. He doesn't mind it. Talking about his best friend. It kind of looked like he was just going on talking about nonsense for a little bit. Like, I did get a little lost in there.
Of course.
But
what's new?
I just loved him, like, being there. Because remember, in the beginning, he was like, oh, no, absolutely not. I won't be on the show. My kids won't be on the show.
And their house wasn't even allowed to be on the show. And now it's there.
Right. Now the house is there. That creepy long hallway is there. All the children are there. So it's great.
Yeah. I really kind of love seeing that house, because I love that creepy long hallway. I'm here for a creepy long hallway.
Too creepy for me. Late at night, if I'm going to get some cookies, like,
cup
who's
of water
in the hallway? You know what I mean?
Good.
Ooh, yeah, that's kind of creepy. Okay, I see where you're coming from. So yeah, Virgil was his friend who is like the head designer, right? At Louis Vuitton, or like
correct, the first black designer
Yeah.
at Louis Vuitton, or like head of fashion design,
which is so exciting and such a great moment. And the fact that when this video on Snapchat kind of came out, we didn't really know who this guy was or how him and Kanye knew each other. So kind of seeing like, oh yeah, we learned how to do Photoshop together. We learned how to design stuff together. And the fact that Kanye was like, I want to be there for my friend, and I think it would be great if you went too.
I know. I love that he pumped up Kim. I was like, it'd be great for the culture if Kim Kardashian was there. And I said, okay, Kanye.
Yeah.
For the culture.
And Kanye is really kind of out there in the news right now, and there's been a lot going on. He apparently is kind of stepping back from politics, which I think he should, because I just don't think that what he has to say is necessarily aligning with. It just doesn't make. There's a lot of stuff that he does that does not make sense, and I think he's an incredible designer, an incredible songwriter, and he's got great music. And I just think he needs to stick to what he knows best. Now, that's not for everyone. I know other people are great voices in politics, but some people, it ain't it, Chief. Is that what they've been saying? No. So
yeah, but then we come to find out that he was the best man at Kanye's wedding, too. So I was like, not only were they old friends of 10 years, he's like a brother to him, because we talked about him on our show when Kanye was front row at this fashion show for Louis Vuitton in Paris, and we're like, who is this guy? Like, who is he hugging? Like, how are they such great friends? And now the story is really unfolding that Virgil
yes.
Abloh was the best man at the wedding.
It's so crazy though, because the big drama surrounding it was that Kim had not been back to Paris since the Paris robbery.
Yes.
So she was scared. You know, she said there was some issues with security. She, you know, doesn't want to stay at little small hotels anymore. She wants all the security she can get. And like, she had a lot of anxiety when she was walking through that crowd trying to get to the fashion show, and she was just being attacked by paparazzi. And I can only imagine she must be terrified, because going back to a place where something so horrible happened, probably the worst thing that had ever happened to her, like reliving that and like going back to the place where it all happened had to have been so stressful. But she made it through. I think she did a great job, and she looked incredible. This whole episode I kept looking over you guys and I was like, oh, she's everything. Oh, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, you were saying that.
I was just like Team Kim all the way this week. But I'm glad that she went. I think it was smart that she went, and that she was there for Kanye's one of his closest friends.
She overcome that fear.
Right.
She has a lot of anxiety and fear towards that. So that's awesome that she was able to overcome it and make small steps. You know, she was there for like a day. It was very short and sweet, but it's good making that progress.
And how cool is that to just be in Paris for the day? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm just going to Paris for a day. It takes you a day to get there, Kim. Like, what are you doing? Like,
she time travels.
She can.
She's like, boom, she's home. I love it though. I think that's really cool that she went, and you know, I mean, she didn't want to spend much time there. She wanted to get in, get out, support her friend, and leave. And I think that's a lot of effort to show up for something that's traveling so far to go to. So I think it's incredible that she went. But great. Yeah, and let's talk about this poker tournament, because Shelly, which is a family member, asked them to be a part of this charity poker event. Now, none of them had ever really played poker. So what did you think of the choices they made for different teachers to hire?
Right. Kim got a mentalist. I thought that was interesting. I was like, okay, so each person got a different coach, teacher. And Chloe really liked hers. Phil was his name, I believe. And so they got along so well. They went to that little poker hideout and actually did a poker with Scott, a poker game. So I like how they did that. I mean, if you're going to be at a charity event and you do it for the kids, do it for the charity.
Do it for the kids.
You got to know what you're doing. So I'm glad they were instructed
Except
on what
for
to
Kendall.
do.
She didn't know what she was getting herself into. She's like, oh, wait, $1,000? What does that mean? Like, does that mean what do I take the chips? And
I saw Corey behind her, though. Wasn't that Corey behind her? So I feel like Corey might have been just like, nudging her along.
Yeah.
Okay.
But poor Kendall, she's over there just riding her horse, and she's like, wait a minute.
She's like, everyone has coaches?
I know.
And she's like,
that's me.
Come on.
Yeah.
Like, what?
She's like, I was just going to show up and wing it. Like,
Exactly. She's over there just living her best life, riding her horse. Like, wait a minute. Like, y'all didn't want to tell me?
Yeah.
Couldn't shoot me a text in the group chat? Like,
I know.
come on.
I wonder how many group variations of the group chat that they have. There's got to be like one where it's like, oh, well, today Kourtney's not available, so I'm going to like leave her out. But then like something might go out to all of them on the wrong group chat, and some people are left out because the day before they couldn't talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like sometimes it happens with me, and I have like 3 family members to keep up with. I have my mom, my dad, my sister. And like sometimes I mess up and leave one out, and it's a mess. So I'm like, can you imagine trying to wrangle as many ducklings as they have? Like, craziness.
I wonder if Rob's in the group chat. Like, if he puts any input, like, oh, yeah, you guys should do the poker. Or, yeah, you guys should, try to do it like this. No?
He's like
he
that.
could at least be in a group chat.
I think he's like that grumpy cousin who's just like sits there and watches all the stuff in the group chat but doesn't respond. And when it does, it's like so-and-so responded,
Right? Yeah. But speaking of Rob, Kylie wasn't there either. And actually, we need to mention how Kylie was in Paris for the Louis Vuitton fashion show.
Yeah.
She was front row with Kim, and I was just really hoping for Kylie to say something. Like, I feel like Kylie's just not a part of the show right now.
And didn't you point out that Travis Scott's face was blurred?
Yes, y'all. I knew for a fact Travis was with her side by side with Jordan Woods as well, the BFF Jordan, and they blurred Travis's face. We rewound to, so I'm like, wait, who's next to Kylie that's blurred? I'm like, that's Travis. So
that's crazy.
That must go to show Travis wants nothing to do with the show, and so that's why they had a blur face, because they have no appearance release for him. So he wants nothing to do. I guess that's why that she doesn't talk much, because
she could at least stepped away from the show and be like, hey, Kim, like, loving your
I know,
outfit.
like,
something.
right?
Something.
You're sitting right next to your sister, knowing the camera crews are there.
Yeah.
You could have popped in for 2 seconds.
She could have. I mean, it's the least she could have done for us.
At least she could have done.
Yeah.
Ugh, I know. But I thought it was interesting, though, on the poker tournament, going back to that, how Kendall was the one who lasted the longest and she didn't know what she was doing.
Beginner's luck.
Yeah, because Kim went pretty far.
She did.
And I thought
she
that
had
was
a nice
cool.
little crowd around her.
She did, as always.
Always.
But I just thought it was fun how they really went and did this. And if I remember correctly, because this happened a long time ago, whenever it was going on, Khloe got some flack on Instagram because someone's like, why are you at a poker event whenever you should be taking care of your daughter?
Yeah, she just gave birth.
And she's like, Tristan can take care of her for like 2 hours. I'm going to raise money for a charity and I'm sick right now. Like, I could barely even make it here. Like, let me live, let me help do my stuff for charity. Like, she was sick and like had to go in. So like the fact that like someone's always got something to say is so annoying.
Always.
It's so annoying.
Let them live.
And then the last storyline was Kourtney freezing her eggs. Now she had like, I want to say 1 follicle on one side and like maybe 6 or 7 on the other.
Or I think it's like 4 or 5.
Okay, so she was only able to
She got 7
7.
eggs.
Yeah.
They wanted 10, I believe. So
But she's not getting any younger, and they had to get what they could because who knows what next time they check it might be less. So they had to get what they had to get, and at the time she was still with Eunice. Now that's not a thing.
right, she made a Eunice reference. I
Yeah.
was like, whoa, wait, oh my gosh.
So now I'm wondering what's going to happen now as far as like, obviously she said she just wants it for insurance and just to have in case she wants to have kids in the future. But I just really don't know how that's going to work with her always having these like 18-year-old flings. Like, you know, like, are you going to
18-year-old fling.
turn a son into a daddy? You know, like what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I still believe Scott's the one for Kourtney, so
They don't even have to like canoodle. Like they can just donate each other's stuff, put it in a frying pan, mix it up, and make a baby. You know, like get the petri dish out. I'll stir it for you. Like, I want another Disick Kardashian child.
I can see that happening. Like at least when she's a little, like maybe 2 more years.
I mean, come on.
I feel like she's gonna want another child. She just talks about it, but it just needs to be with the right person.
Absolutely. Are you guys ready to spill some tea?
Woo.
I think it's tea time, you
It's
guys.
so tea time. Cheers.
I don't even have a drink, but I'm just gonna like pretend. Boom. Ooh. That's like the best ASMR I could have asked for right there. So let's get into this. So I was not expecting this. We have a group chat on Instagram where we DM each other different Kardashian related news to kind of compile.
All the time. It's so fun.
We have a great time. We all like got our own little group chat going on. But Kourtney, I was not expecting this to pop up in our group chat. Kourtney, she covers GQ Mexico magazine. She's the oldest Kardashian sister who's covered the magazine wearing little to nothing in some shots. And you'll see later in our Gram Glam, she was wearing nothing. But she talks about in the magazine how motherhood is the most important thing because it's what her heart occupies. And I thought this cover was great. She looks incredible. I forget her age. She's 37, 38.
39.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so she'll be coming 40. 2019, she'll be 40.
Hot mama.
Looking
Hot
great.
mama.
Hot
Yes.
mama.
So good. I was just like, oh, she's gorgeous.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh, Kourtney slay. Like the whole layout is just beautiful.
Yeah.
I wonder where I know it's in California, but I'm like, I want to see the house, you know, like where they went. Like how far up in the hills is it?
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
Well, Kendall Jenner was actually just at a basketball game. She was at the Cleveland versus Pistons basketball game, and that's Tristan was there. He's with the Clevelands, and then Ben Simmons, Kendall's boo thing, I guess he's on the Pistons, right? So then they were playing each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kendall was courtside, and Tristan was throwing free throws, and Kendall was booing him on the side. So I see how a lot of people would take that as, oh, like that's some family drama. You're booing because you don't like Tristan. But actually, Khloe took to Twitter and clarified some things that my sister was watching her man play against my man. So of course she's going to heckle the opposite team. Why are you confused? So it's more like it's no hard feelings necessarily with Tristan, but it's more just kind of like it was play. It was play because she was for Ben.
Which I didn't know they were back together.
They're back together.
Yeah. I
They are back
Khloe's the
together.
one who pretty much confirmed
Yeah,
it.
Khloe confirmed it.
That's so funny.
Yeah, watching her man. Like, okay.
Like, oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a mess.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of Kendall, actually tonight is the Victoria's Secret fashion show,
Yes.
and Kendall will be you'll
be
see
walking.
Kendall.
Yeah.
I can't
exciting.
wait. She'll be walking
I
with
love
the wings.
the Victoria's Secret fashion show. So let's talk about Kim here. So Kim says in last week's episode how she was high when she got married and she did her sex tape, that famous sex tape.
Yeah, ecstasy.
Yeah, ecstasy. She said that she used to be a party girl and she would do that ecstasy, and even said the first time she did it, she got married at 19, which we kind of know, but we kind of don't know. And then she did her sex tape, but it seems that that's not the case. Ray J, the guy she did the sex tape with, says something different. But before we get into his response, let's check out this clip that Kim's saying what she did in the past.
A wild child.
Really?
Can you?
No, but I heard stories about you. Like what? I can't say it.
Like
what?
I've heard
You can
some stuff.
say. I've
You
never
went to
said-
like Disney and you were all high or something.
Oh,
Six
yeah.
Flags or.
Yeah, I didn't know you got high. I got married on ecstasy.
Oh.
I had no idea. No, the first time. I did ecstasy once and I got married. I did it again. I made a sex tape. Like everything bad would happen.
You were high on ecstasy when you had that sex tape?
Absolutely. Everyone knows it. Like my jaw was shaking. Like the
I
whole
thought that
time.
was because of sucking the old association.
No, this is my move. Yeah.
I can't see that.
When I first started to travel, I remember one night, Paris and I stayed in Ibiza. We go to a foam party. We leave the club at 7 a.m. I'm like, guys, we're going to the beach. So we go to the beach. There was like buoys in the water that made a big square. And I'm like, let's sleep in the ocean. We locked arms on rafts and we spent the night in the ocean on rafts.
That is not safe.
I know.
Like what?
That is not
That's
safe.
crazy.
That's like the next Jaws episode. Like that's terrifying. And today's Kim Kardashian would never.
Would never.
No, I'm picturing Parent Trap. Where
Yeah.
Meredith Blake is like,
That's terrifying. Can you imagine, like, because at the time, you know, Kim wasn't really that famous, so it was Paris.
yeah.
Right.
So can you
She was
imagine? I
Paris's-
can't even.
Paris was doing-
Ugh.
But Ray J said that this wasn't true, that she wasn't on ecstasy when they made the tape. She wasn't on ecstasy when they made the deal. So
So now there's a
I don't
deal?
know. Well, when they made the deal to do like the tape. So backstories. Somebody told me, a reliable source, told me that they knew they were going to make this tape. They made the deal before they even went off to vacation. Like the tape was pretty much set up. They knew they were going to do this.
Okay.
They
This
made
was a
that-
produced home video
tape,
sex
yeah.
tape.
But then when they made this deal, then they were talking about, Kim was like, I can't believe that was leaked. I didn't want that out there.
Right.
But she,
oh,
like-
Right, that was like the very one of the first episodes ever of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Like, oh my
Right.
gosh, it got leaked. We gotta get the FBI involved. But it was like
That was all a lie?
Remember?
Kim Kardashian's entire career was based on a lie?
Allegedly, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. Well,
all the
Ray J
thing.
has had a lot to say about Kim recently, and I'm
I
like,
know.
stop trying to be relevant again, Ray J. Like, get out of here. Anyway, Kylie and Stormi are having a blast on tour with Travis Scott. They both showed off videos of their daughter jumping and screaming while dad Travis was performing to his sold-out crowd. The family's having a great time on tour, and even Kylie has been documenting the journey for her YouTube child. So yeah, let's check out this clip we have of baby Stormi. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Have y'all been to a Travis Scott concert?
No.
Okay, I have, and it is crazy.
But
y'all.
why is he like screamo right now?
Because he like crazy, and so
Wow.
I just love like he's going crazy and like
Stormi's like, that's
like,
my daddy.
That's my dad.
So cute.
Yeah,
So cute.
it's adorable. I think it's
that.
extremely cute. But speaking of videos and whatnot, I want to we have to talk about Chris because she actually just made an appearance on a video.
Mm-hmm.
She was well, actually, before I talk about it, I think y'all should see it.
Mm-hmm.
Look what you taught me, yeah, for that I say thank you. Thanks, thank you. Thanks, thank you. I'm so fucking grateful for my ex. Thank you.
Love it.
Spend more time with my friends.
She gives me so much
Yeah, so we
life.
all know this song, Thank You Next, it's #1 Billboard Top 100, and
Yeah.
we all love this song. And so there was so much hype for this music video to come out right? Ariana did such a great job leading up to this. We knew it was going to be some Mean Girls, some Bring It On, some Legally Blonde. And so I was so ready for this. And when I watched it, my jaw dropped when I saw Kris Jenner. I was
so excited.
This is perfect. So Kris Jenner was playing Regina George's mom in Mean Girls, recording the girls like, "You're doing great, sweetie." Like, it's just so amazing.
Because there's
so perfect.
There's been so many references of Kris being the cool mom. So like it was just full circle for her to like play Mrs. George.
Yeah, I love it. And it's funny because I saw Kris Jenner post on Instagram before the video was dropped to promote it. So I was like, oh, that's nice. You know, like celebs, you know, queen supporting queens type of thing.
Yeah,
I thought like, oh, just like that she likes Ariana. But it's no, because she's in it. And I was like,
I love
wow.
At the end, she's like, "Thank you, next."
Biatch.
So cute.
She is
Go
the cutest.
Kris.
I love her.
So let's get into Blac Chyna here. Blac Chyna is having her day in court. So finally, after being like going back and forth in the court system for like over a year with the girls, Kardashian girls, the judge has decided to go to trial. Blac Chyna alleges that the Kardashians are defaming her and that they've been, you know, speaking bad about her and calling her a slut, and pretty much they're the reason why she doesn't have her show, Rob and Chyna. So Chyna is suing everybody except Kendall and Kourtney. And she will finally have her time in court, but we don't have a court date just yet. After the Kardashians try to stop it.
I know. If you guys want to have the time, you can pause the screen and read that whole thing released by one of the lawyers. But I was like, oh my gosh, she's clinging on to any and everything that she can get her hands on and to do. And obviously, I don't want to touch into it too much because it's just like we're not here to talk about Blac Chyna, and here we are talking about her.
That's the thing. Like now she's a part of our Kardashian Weekly after show because, you know, hey, I mean, she's not the smartest, but hey, I will say she was smart to get knocked up by Rob. I mean, she got that bag. She got that bag from that.
I don't know. This whole the skin lightening thing she's doing is just like
I know,
putting out a bad message. So
right.
Anyway,
well, so like similar to our show, we have a show like. We did an after show for Rob and Chyna, and so there's actually multiple shows here at AfterBuzz TV. So I do want to tell you how our network produces after shows for all of your favorite TV shows. From dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more, there is no network that works harder to serve television fans. But we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or two of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz TV continue to grow. If you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be, because they're optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel and check out our other YouTube AfterBuzz TV channels. Let us know you do so in the comments and we'll thank you on air. For now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV Talk.
Yes.
All right, you guys. Well, it looks like we have got to wrap, but make sure to come in next week for the season finale we are going to be having.
Yes.
Graham Glam, we promise. So that will be back next week. And of course, more polls. But we love you guys. We appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. In the meantime, where can everyone find you on social media?
Yes, thank y'all so much for tuning in. My name is Rachel Robillard, and y'all can find me on all social media platforms at Rach_Robillard.
Yes, everybody, I'm Howard III. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be posting the poll on on my Instagram story. Just ask the question, do you guys think if Kim was on drugs when she was did her sex tape and got married? And 86% of you said yes, she was a party girl. She was on drugs. So I'll post that on my story on Instagram at Howard III.
All right, you guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Mr. Dakota T. Jones. Tomorrow evening, I have a sketch coming out, a comedy sketch for my channel. Thank you guys for watching again, and we will keep up with you next time.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.